How's it, guys? I'd just like to take you through the process and show you how to do your online entries and registration. The first thing we need to do is to go to the KZN RRC.co.za website. Here you'll notice there's an online entry button in the middle of the screen, and you can click on that button. Now at this point you can either do it on your PC or on your smartphone. If you have already registered, you can put your username and password in and click the login button. If you've forgotten your password, you can click on the click here underneath the forgot password. We will send you an email with a link to reset your password. And obviously, once you've reset your password, you'll be able to log in with your new password. At this point, I'd like to go through the new registration process. What I have done is I've clicked on the click here for help, and it will show you the information required in order to do the registration process. And now I click on register at the bottom. And again, there's a bit of information about the registration process. And as you can see, we've got to populate our first name, surname, ID number. Now, one of the new features is a passport number for the non-South Africans. Obviously, if we're doing a passport number, it's important that we have your birth date as well, because we use that in the system for calculating the age of the racer. Next, you've got to type in the password that you want to use for your profile, and then also to type in your email address, which you'll be receiving your entries on. Once you have done this, click the next button to continue. As you'll see, there's a little bit of extra information that we still need to get from you. The reason why we get this information in the registration process is so that every time you do a race entry going forward, you don't need to worry about capturing any of this information. We will have stored it in your profile, and we will populate it automatically to the race entry as well as the programs. Guys, please, when you write your information, please write it in such a way that when it gets printed in the program, it's nice and clear for people to read. As an example, don't write all lowercase or don't write all uppercase, because that doesn't look professional when we put it in the program. Let's click next to go to the next screen, and here we need your vehicle information. Again, guys, please do it in such a way that when it gets printed in the program, it looks nice. The engine number, also please do it in a cc capacity. In other words, if you're riding a 650 motorbike, 650. If you're driving a 2 liter, 2000. If you're driving a 3.5 liter, 3500. We're going to apply logic to bring it to a liter capacity for the cars, and we're going to leave the bikes as a cc capacity. Please also put your vehicle number in, as it will be a required field in order to do an online entry that you have all your vehicle information populated. The only class that does not have to have a number is time challenge. If you race with more than one vehicle, please use the other vehicle slots to populate your other vehicle names. Once you're happy that you've populated all your vehicle information, we're going to click the next button. And as you can see, this has now completed our profile, and we can now log into our profile. Once we've logged into our profile, you'll see there are a couple of buttons available to you. Manage Profile, Manage Miners Profile, and Online Entry. Now, if you want to make any of the changes to your vehicle or your personal information or your sponsor information, or perhaps you want to go back and correct the way you've written your vehicle name or your sponsor's name, you can go back to the Manage Profile and update those details. If you're a parent who has children and you would like to register your children, you'll be able to click on the minor profile, and at that point you'll be able to go through pretty much the same registration process I've just shown you, but this time it would be for your children. And obviously, if you have more than one child, you can repeat that process until you have all your children loaded onto the system. Now, obviously, the reason why we've gone through this whole registration process is to be able to do the online entries. Click on online entry, scroll down and select the races that you will be entering on the day. Please note that there will no longer be a second entry that you can select. Your first entry will be at the rate as it is on the entry form, and your second entry will automatically be at the 250 Rand for your second and third entries. click the next button and it will take us to the part of the process where we have to select our vehicle and enter the location at which we're signing the form. This is used on the indemnity forms when you sign it at location Kloof as an example. As you can see, my events that are selected are now displayed on the screen where I have the opportunity to select my vehicle. Now, because I only have one vehicle loaded in my profile, it automatically populates that vehicle to the respective races. If you have not loaded all your vehicles, you are able to choose the vehicle at that point, and there's an option to manage vehicles where you'll be able to add your additional vehicles and then go back through the process. As you can see at this point, the phone is now telling us to rotate our phone horizontally. If you have your portrait lock on, please go and turn that off because we need the phone to go into a horizontal landscape in order to do the signing. Now that we have our rotate on, we can turn the screen around and it will take us to the point where it's asking us to sign the KZN race entry form. Use your finger or stylus and sign on the screen and click save. As you can see, we're now doing the Desi racetrack indemnity form. Again, we sign again and click save. And then lastly, we have to do the KZN RRC club indemnity form. And then do your signature and click the save button. Please make sure you click the button to continue, as this is the process that actually submits your entry form through to the club. You will receive an email with your entry form and your indemnity forms. Please do not forget to send Tracy your proof of payment, as this is required for Tracy to process your entry. If you log back in, you'll see it's got a message there that says you have already entered this event and you can download your entry form by clicking on the View PDF, and it will then download and show you your completed document should you not receive it via email. You can now obviously take it from here and either reprint it or email it back to yourself to print. If anyone needs any assistance in this process, please feel free to contact Tim Kinsey and I'll gladly help.